Welcome back to another day of Inktober. Today is day 9, and the prompt is heavy. And I was thinking sumo wrestler. Not much else to be said, and I'm going to jump into it and stop the yapping. Yes. Oh, I should probably get a paper towel. Do you know why? Because I make a mess. I just started, man. I just popped this open. I'm already making a damn mess. This ridiculous. The thing... I just opened this and it popped. Well, I suppose it's better on me than on my speaker. Yes, it could be worse, I suppose. Let me put this at a comfortable hat when I'm looking down. All right. Yeah, the mapping nib is way too small. I like the Japanese one, and I like the spoon one. I'm going to try the school nib again because the mapping is just too small. Reservoir I used a couple times, pretty cool. You can use different ones. I mean, you don't have to just use one. That's just what I've been doing. Just to kind of see what the differences is between them. There's not really a stark difference for me. That I've noticed. It's mostly just like this one seems to hold a little bit more ink at a time, and it flows quite a bit. I mean, because it's got this little cup almost here in the back, so I guess that's why it's called a reservoir nib. It's got a reservoir, you know. And this is the spoon nib. This is the Japanese one then, because they look really similar to me. Spoon's just a little tiny bigger, I think. I can't tell. So the Japanese one has this little ridge on it. I don't know, but this is just super tiny. So like this would be better suited honestly for writing. I mean, maybe it's called a mapping nib because I used to use it to make those little topology lines. I don't really know, but I'm not going to mess with that one. This one. This is the school nib. I'm going to try that one again. Like I said, I got way more. These inks go a lot further than I realized they would. So let me just go ahead and close this off for now. It has a really pretty blue. I was going to say sapphire, but it's actually like more like a cerulean blue. Very pretty. I think it actually says the color name on it. It is sapphire. Sapphire is a little bit more purple than that. A darker, not purple, but more dark blue to me than that. But it doesn't look like a sapphire. Like a jewel blue, as they refer to it. Oh, there it is. I need that. Bought a sapphire once. They're really expensive for me anyway. They were expensive. Okay. No, don't need that yet. Now, it would be fitting, I suppose, to use the Sakura pencil and the Japanese nib for a samurai. A sumo wrestler, wouldn't it? Maybe I should. Intentionally unironic. Ain't that right? Okay, so that's what the difference is immediately that I can see is that this has a ridge on it. Yeah, the spoon nib has this, it doesn't show it in the picture, but it has this little ridge on the back. And then the reservoir looks instantly recognizable to me now. And the map pen's small. So I'm getting there. Figuring it out a little bit. So then this guy, let's be cheeky about it. And so the Japanese nib, it doesn't have that ridge on the back. Cool. I like the way it looks too. It's very they're all different. This one just has a little play in it, I guess. Has a little bit different kind of texture. And I don't usually use this one, but I'm going to use it today. And I decided to start taking these out of here when I'm drawing because it's it's just easier to do it on the paper on here so I don't off the book so I don't spill it everywhere. Oh, I didn't get a reference for a sumo guy. Yeah, I'm not fat. I'm just training to be a sumo wrestler. All right, we're going with homie here. Hey, big boy. I don't really have a whole lot of reference. I can infer my own stuff. Like in his feet and stuff, I don't even know. I'm not going to fit it all on there. And that's not really the point anyway. I want to see if I can get his hair is really crazy shiny. I want to see if I can get that in there. And just the sheer mass that he is as a person. I don't know. I'm going to go for it and see where I end up. So somewhere, let's say the top of his head here, belly down here somewhere. It's the top of his head, is the top of his face rather. So I'm just going to do one of these. Cutting in his kind of where it's sideburn-ish, kind of side of his face, basically where like his hair is here pulled back. So I'm just trying to make sure. Yeah. So you can see his hair a little bit more on this side. Can run with that. And I might just, I'm going to make him too big doing that. Oh no. Where's my eraser? I done messed up. I don't want to make him that big. I think I want to make his mass. So his shoulders up here, right? And his head in this region. And then his chesticles right here. You don't have a lot of, he's not very defined. He got a lot of rolls, you know what I'm saying? Look like me after Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's coming. You really can't see his hand very well, so I'm just winging it. Get like a brace on his fingers here. Mass of his hand. His knuckles come right here. A little fold in his thumb. Yeah, his knuckles folded a little more than that. That's all right. No biggie smalls. I'm gonna go in here and there. That's good enough. And then his fingers are kind of pointing downward here. Yeah, they're kind of smashed together. I didn't do a very good job of drawing that. A little bit of space on this one. I'm just trying to keep him kind of accurate. The rest of his fingers just kind of smashed together here. What am I doing? His hand should fold in. He's got creases in his hand. I'll have to work. Because I'm running to the detail too fast. I didn't mean to. Usually don't do that. I usually try to cut them in first. Whatever. Things happen. Okay. Catching a shade. Boy got some time. Does he look our grandson? That is the goal. Can't really see the bottom of his leg here, but I'm just gonna for my own thing. You can't really see what he's wearing either. We're just gonna. Oh, it's like he's the angle he's at. The angle he's at, he's kind of hiding his short. That's just really weird. I'm gonna fix his head and everything here soon. I'm gonna get some of these proportions right. At least close. Yeah, it's hard to tell what he looks like from there. I'm gonna have to kind of do my own thing because I can't really see bottom of his leg there. Somewhere, this is like where his hip should be, like in this area. So this would be where his leg is folding. And I'm just gonna put just some kind of a black belt on him, some sort of a, just to infer that he's covered. Because let me see, I don't know how covered he is. That's kind of funny. He kind of looks like a sumo wrestler, I guess. I'm just gonna use this to shade, and then I can erase all that back later. It helps give him a little 3D look, right? Him's a big boy. It's a little too far out. Yeah, I was using reference for this, but it's just the reference is way too hard to not going wide enough to make sense of where his knee is supposed to be coming out on this side. Just to remind myself he's supposed to be black. That area should be black, and then that's good. I think I'm starting to think about like how to, ink his stuff now when I'm looking at them. Okay, so his chest is not this defined. It was just there as a placeholder. He's nice thick. He's a thick boy. So the top of his head, he's got, like I said, his hairline. It's right about there. It's crazy how big his body actually looks compared to his head. Okay, so he has his knot back here, but you can't see it very well. They usually have like a lot of these sumo wrestler dudes have like their hair in a knot on top of their head, and you can't really see his on this picture. I'm just gonna make it work for myself. And his hair is really, really slick. So he's got kind of some white spots in there, some white streaks. I'm trying to leave some of that. Like it. His big old nose hair. Really sharp looking, almost like anime eyes. Guy. Oh, I don't want to fight him. He's laughing at me. Look, you crazy. You want to fight this guy? Look at him. A monster. Why would you want to fight him? Here's my sumo guy. And then just shade him like they have him here. Cool. Nice stark contrast to the rest of them. They're very real sense of just how big he actually is. This line is somewhere in the middle for his shoulder. And then he's got lots and lots of shading and folding. It's kind of cool like that. And I'm just going to smudge in some shading in here just so I can kind of guide myself when I'm inking it. Once I start to ink it, I get kind of lost in what I'm doing. But anyway, just throwing some shade on him, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And he's got, like I said, he's got these sort of bandages on for his fingers. His left hand's a little bit more extreme in the reference, but this is fine. It's not a big deal. It'll do what I need it to do. I say that, but now I'm thinking about it. Damn it. Fine. Fix it. It doesn't really matter. I mean, this is supposed to be a fun learning experience, That's more or less right. It's about how he's standing. Or squatting, rather. He's not really standing. Let's see. All right, we got some more shading to do. I really think what sells his thickness of his belly is the fact that this light is shining out here instead of it's shining quite low on his body, I guess what I'm trying to say. It's sort of like that. So I guess it kind of makes it look like his stomach sticking out quite a bit. Also, I think if this came down a little more over his belt, make him look even bigger. A big old belly. And I'm just going to lighten him up in here. I think that works. I think he's pretty good. I just need to toss in a little bit more shade. Because you can just make out his belt underneath his side over here. I mean, it's like I'm being really nice to this guy. It's really more like that. Yeah, that's more like I can actually see his belt now, other than I'm pointing it out way up there. It's a very subtle indication there's a belt there. There we go. And then his boobies actually come way down more than I think that I put them on. His boobies should be down here. No, you're supposed to be laughing. It was funny. Or at least it was the attempt. His boobies. I mean, that's what they are. They're boobies. They're big boobies. Yeah, I put that up too high initially. Bro he putting most women to shame. You talking about, look at him. It's ridiculous. Let's see. Yeah, so this comes out the Famunda action. I mean, probably going to regret going this hard with this pencil, but that's okay. When I go to erase it, it is what it is. Then he has the shading around his face. Always love doing that with pencil to shade, is to blend it out like that because you get the really nice render effect that way. But anywhoosies, got lots of folds in there, and I'm gonna make up. He may not be wearing one on this side, but I'm gonna make him look like he is. Works for me. So now I'm gonna ink this dude up. Now I was actually gonna use the blue, but I think I may not. I'll do the blue next time. I'll do it next time. I'm actually gonna do some of this wash. I want to try to wash some of his shading and stuff. Okay. Now I'm gonna try the wash again. I think this is the wash. I'm gonna try this again, cause why not? Bought it, might as well use it. Whole point is experimentation and not to be doing anything you're comfortable with. Because I want to have some of these shades come out of him, some of this tone. Yeah, that's cool. I'll dry some of this up. Yep. Well, it is what it is. Trying to put some texture into him. It's okay. I know not what I do, okay? But it is creating a sense of texture at least. Never said I knew what I was doing, for the record. Trying to dry up some of that. It's a little bit too wet. Whatever. Kind of fun though. It's not exactly right for what I was going for. It's a big brush though. And I'm just having fun. All right. Oh, you know what? I didn't do is like, I know not what I do. I really don't. I'm just messing around. If you're hoping this is a tutorial on how to do things, I hope you don't think that, because that's not what I'm doing. This is a tutorial on how not to do things, you see. I'm just not attached to my work like that anymore. I used to be, but I stopped that a long time ago. There's no point. Nobody cares that you care, honestly. They're not looking at it thinking about how you felt. I mean, there are cases where that's true, but most people are not looking at your art thinking like, oh, I wonder what he was going through. Why didn't he do this exactly the way that he should have thought of it? No one's thinking like that. They know what the hell you were thinking. And if they did, then they're psychic and they should go into business. It's actually kind of cool. It's tearing up the paper a tiny bit. It's giving it a little bit of extra. See? Oh, I'm probably off camera. I was probably off camera a little bit too much there. See, this paper is not really meant to be washed like that, but I figured I'd try it anyway. Now, before I go straight black ink in that, I'm going to try to do it with the brush before I completely destroy this paper. I do think he's cool looking though. He's interesting, if nothing else. Oh, this is the wrong one. All right, I'm going to hard outline him first. Let's go Sumo. I love making you laugh over stupid stuff like that. I don't know why. I'm not sure why. I'm trying to keep myself from moving the paper too much. I think I'm going to go black really hard underneath his moobs there. Yeah, I see you laughing over there. I think I am actually going to go dark because it's interesting. You laughing at my moobs? I just wanted to finish this Manga Ink off because it came with a kid. And I mean, after Inktober, I don't know how much I'll use these, but I will use the other. Well, I'll use it to get rid of it, but I just wanted to go through this one because it's not as much. There's quite a bit of the other ones, but you can use those other ones with a fountain pen too. So I might end up doing that at some point. I'm not sure yet. Trying to go a little bit more bold with these inks, not be so careful, you know. I thought about using that brush over there for doing these really heavy inks, but that's a really, really big brush, so I don't know how that's going to work. I have no idea why I'm thinking about this. There's a guy who snuck into Disney. Something used to be called Treasure Island, which I used to be like when I was a kid. I want to go, but it was, a lot of it. It was kind of like downtown Disney or Disney Springs as it's referred to now. Once that came to be, Treasure Island kind of disappeared. It's very similar to City Walk if you know anything about either one of those things. It's really meant for adult nightlife, an alternative to going downtown in Orlando, and a lot of people like to go down there. iDrive is usually really busy, so I guess that was their way of competing with that. I don't know. But downtown Orlando is just a whole other scene. It's where the locals go. Locals go down to, don't get me wrong, plenty of locals go down to City Walk and stuff. But anyway, I was thinking about this guy who, a bunch of people have snuck in there. They've snuck into Treasure Island because there's all these conspiracy theories about it and why they shut down. Really, they just shut down because other stuff started to happen and become more popular. Universal City Walk and Disney's downtown Disney and all that. But bro straight up broke into Disney successfully, was just walking around, but they still have security and stuff over there. Like security still watches it. And funny enough, my uncle was a security officer for Disney for 21 years or something like that. He was the head of security for a long, long time. Anyway, so they don't mess around. They're like cops, man. They'll find you. They don't care. They don't care that you're trying to be funny or whatever. Anyway, this guy, he got caught, kicked out of the park permanently. But it was funny. The reason he got caught is that he was being really careful on his way in, not to get seen by the cameras. But then as he got more and more comfortable, a little bit too confident, I think, and wasn't really paying attention to what was going on, he finally got noticed by one of the cameras that he had just passed before. I guess he forgot about it. I don't know. Got too busy with what he was doing. Anyway, the police choppers are there. I don't know. It just made me laugh. I'm like, how are you going to get... He got kicked out of Disney, like permanently, forever, for the rest of his life. I don't think he cared too much. But I'm like, there's more important shit going on in the world, especially Orlando, than worry about some dude walking around Disney. I don't know. On an island nobody goes to. Oh, he snuck in, by the way, on a canoe or something, or a kayak. But, it was daytime by the time they caught him. I'm like, man, he was there for a while. He almost got away with it. Was that 2017 or something like that? I think that might have been 2020 when he got caught, thinking that nobody was there or paying any attention. Some other people tried it at different times. But anyway, they used to keep like animals and stuff there, I guess. I don't know. They always said that there was mistreatment of the animals, and there was a lot of theories about it. I doubt any of that was true. It was probably just that they just ran out of money. It was hemorrhaging money from Disney, so they moved on to other stuff. Disney has a lot of history like that, where they planned on doing certain things they just never got around to. Like they were supposed to do a monorail. They had suggested they were going to pay for it, for being able to get from Tampa to Daytona Beach on a monorail, and of course down to Disney. And I guess the way that Disney saw it was, that's money right there. They can pull all the tourists in. They're like, no, we don't want your free monorail. Instead, we're going to make some crappy thing called I-4. Yeah, it doesn't work. I-4 sucks. I-4 word. Bullshit. I'm just ranting and raving. i4 sucks. It does. It's only gotten worse. It's not gotten better since they did i4 Ultimate. Blows. Who thought that was a good idea? I don't know. But it's stupid. Okay. It's starting to work. Oh, did I? Yeah, I guess I did. Guess I smudged that out. Oh, well. I thought that was dry still. Or I thought it had dried. But still. I thought it was dried enough. Well, that's what I get for thinking, because I was wrong. What else can I do here? I'm going to wait till this dries up a little bit down here so I can finish doing this diaper. I think I might just leave it white. Yeah, I've always thought they look like diapers. What do you want from me? Yeah, I think I'll just hatch it. Wow, this way. Works for me. Picking this up a little bit. Like I said, this shirt has been through hell, so I don't really care about it, but I just feel like I about splashed myself in the eye with ink. That's fun. Yeah, I'm just a dummy. And I thought I had, I just accidentally plopped it down really hard. Let's set that over there for a second. It doesn't look too bad, considering like just winging it. Obviously, I'm not talking about the construction drawing. I'm talking about like this damn medicine makes me sick. Not come up with my words fast enough. Anyway, his what the hell was I gonna see? I don't even know what the hell I was gonna say. Oh God, I don't know. I don't even know what the hell I was gonna say now. Good Lord. Oh, his wash that I did on him. It's not too terrible, but I like chaos like that. I think it's cool. All our brains do anyway is try to make sense of what we're seeing. We try to categorize everything. So throwing chaos at it, and then people being like, well, why didn't it look like this or that? It messes with them, but then they're like, but I can't argue that it doesn't look cool. And that's when people are like, how do you do that, man? Like, I don't know. I just wing it. But I'm making a mess over here. I got stuff everywhere. Just a hot mess. My wife is laughing at me too. I can't be that funny. Or you're just laughing at me, aren't you? She's just having a good old time at my expense. Well, I don't blame you. You're fine. You're always telling me sorry for it. Ain't nobody worried about it. Here, I'll just hatch this up a little bit. Not cross it, but just like hatch or almost contour. Like, call it what you will. Just don't call it late for dinner. That went pretty far. So I'm going for those stark black, that really contrasted black against his skin. That works. I don't mind that too much. And now I'm going to do this upside down because I can reach it easier and good practice. Trying to make sure you can see what I'm doing. Hopefully you can. So there's his forehead. It's pretty cool like that, I think. Even with his his bandage. I keep wanting to call it a band-aid. Dear Lord. Even with his bandage being all shaded up, it's fine. I might go for a little bit more than that, but maybe be careful with this bottle. That's quite a bit of ink. Try to move it over. I know these nibs aren't really meant to like color in like this, but I don't really have anything smaller to use. I don't want to use my other brushes. I have them for my oils. I bought that one specifically for this, so I really don't want to do that with them. They're like a synthetic. They're called, oh my God, what are they called? Pig Hog or something? No, sorry, Pig Hog's the name of my cables. Yeah, they're a synthetic hog hair. That's what they are. It's what is the name of them though? I can't remember the name of them. That's not that important, I guess. Yeah, that's them. Mimic Hog. That's what they are. Yeah, thank you, by the way. Yeah, I have some Mimic Hogs, which are really, really good for oil and acrylic. I've used them for both. They don't hold paint very long. They're very easy to clean is what I'm trying to say. I've never actually used an animal-based one, like a hog hair proper, so I can't compare them, but I can compare them to other brush sets I've used, like some cheaper ones and some decent enough ones. Those tend to be, in my opinion, they do the job. The hairs don't bust off on the paper, or the canvas, I should say. But I don't want to put those through these inks and then it not come out. That'd make me mad. Only because I don't want to ruin them. I want to be able to use them. That's all. Like, I don't care if they're stained, but I'd hate for them to be like storing ink and then go to put acrylic or something and it pulls black because it's redissolving in the water, because the ink, it takes forever to come out of the brush over there. No, that would suck. It's going to stain it with the acrylic pigment. It does. It just does. The oil will come out really well, actually, because of the what is it called? Mineral spirits, but the Gamsol one, that stuff, it comes out. And then I store them with a baby oil so that it keeps the hairs from completely drying out. And when you go to use them again, they're ready to go and they feel really nice. They do not feel super bad. Yes, like movie. Patience. Definitely a patient lesson in patience. I'm weird. I have patience for the strangest stuff. Like, I can sit in a doctor's office and not be annoyed. Like, a lot of people are like, oh God, sitting here just wasting time in the doctor's office. I'm like, I just sit there and chill and think about stuff, or I read. It doesn't really bother me. Or converse with my wife if we happen to be together, which oftentimes we are. So we're going at the same time most of the time. Kicking that camera stand drives me crazy. Okay. He's pretty cool, I think. I'm tempted to wash his face instead of, I think I'll do that. I'm just going to leave that in there for now. I'm not done yet, I don't think. So yeah, see, this brush stains pretty good with the ink, and it took forever to get the red out. I suck soaked it in ammonia, and I soaked it, which apparently that's all that really is. I soaked it in the cleaner. I washed it with soap, and it was just, man, it took a long time to get that out of there. So I can't imagine trying to get, out of those brushes. It would be a pain in the ass. It was cool. It kind of reminds me of like a watercolor. I only ever use cheap watercolor. I've never used a really nice one, but it reminds me of that kind of pushing the pigment around kind of thing. All right, let's try to darken them up just a little bit more on this side. See, that's what it does. It pulls it a little bit when it's wet. It's cool though. Gives it a little texture. I think it's kind of sweet. Just shading his face a little bit. It's kind of cool, right? I'll take that as a compliment. I always make a mess when I'm using this stuff. Oops, no. Just trying to really carefully shade him up a little bit. Let's see what I did. See. There we go. All right, cool. I'm going to let him set up a little bit, and then I might come back in and add a little highlights. I don't know for sure. I might just leave him. And if I'm done, then thanks for hanging out. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. And I think I'm going to sign it just in case I decide not to do nothing else with it. And then I'm going to catch you in the next one. Good luck replicating that signature. I can barely do it.